lovelies. So it is the end of 2016, so I thought I would just sit down and sort of do a little video just wrapping up the year and talking about the new year and such, and just it felt needed. If I do this, my hands look like really giant. They're not, well, they're not as giant as they look if I do this. So yeah, I just kind of like wanted to sit down and have a chat, and speaking of 2017, that is something that I really want to introduce to this channel a bit more, is kind of sit downs like this, like sort of minimal, you know, like no fancy sort of background or anything. Well, I don't know, maybe my bed's fancy, but more just like comfy, sit down, chatty videos. You know, I've just kind of got the tripod sat on my bed, so I'm sorry if this wobbles, lighting haphazardly set around. But yeah, I just want to sit down comfortably and talk to you guys, and I want to do that a lot in 2017, just about things and opinions and just like things I think about in my head, because I always have like these kind of talks with myself in my head that I'd always kind of like to make into a video. But I don't know, like one of my issues is that I cry over like absolutely everything, even when I'm not upset, which is a video that I'm gonna do. That's gonna be one of the chatty videos, is my ridiculous crying issue. And as well as that, I just like, you know, like whenever you express an opinion online, you're gonna get bombarded with people who have different opinions, and are quite mad that your opinion is different to theirs. So like that's something that's put me off, but I guess that also falls into more things I want to tackle in 2017 that I will get to soon. We should talk about 2016 first. So I think at this point everyone is in like agreement that like 2016 was a mean son of a bitch. Like, it's just so many bad things happened, you know, like so many influential people died, and yes, I know people die every single day, of course, obviously, we all know that. But the difference is, you know, like when a celebrity dies, of course more people are gonna care, because, you know, like I didn't know Bob from accounting. I'm sure he was a lovely fella and his family must be really struggling right now, but I never knew him and he never made any impact on my life, whereas a celebrity very likely did, whether like they inspired someone with their music or made someone okay with their sexuality, or, you know, they were a huge part of someone's childhood. Like there's so many reasons, so of course people are going to take it really hard when a celebrity dies. It doesn't mean a celebrity's life is worth more than anyone else's, it's just they happen to impact that person's life, and you know, it's as simple as that. And then as well as all of that, just I feel like there's been, I don't know, it seems like there's been more tragedies in the world recently for my generation, if that makes sense. So like all throughout the history of time, awful horrible things have happened. There have been worse things that happen to the world, but like sort of in this generation's lifetime, I feel like a lot of what's going on is particularly bad at the minute. It's definitely some of the worst stuff, like with Syria and the other place, things Aleppo or something, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, and the Dakota Access Pipeline and everything. It's definitely been, and not to mention Brexit and the American fucking election. It's, you know, it's been a tough year for a lot of people, I think. But for me, like on a personal level and not on a sort of, you know, huge big global scale, I think 2016 wasn't the worst year in the world, but it definitely wasn't the best. I think a lot of my problems with 2016, like personally, were just, I haven't been feeling very well for a long time. I've been in quite poor health, both physically and mentally. Like I'm not like sick or like terminally ill, but I'm just not feeling good, and I'm pretty sure I know what it is. My doctor says that it's not, I'm fairly certain it is. I've been reading up a lot more about it. Basically, I'm almost certain there's something wrong with my thyroid, whether it's hypothyroidism or I can't remember the name of the disease. It's a thyroid related disease. It's like Hashimoto's or something like that, which is something I only found out about in the last couple of days. And in fact, a lot of my conclusions that I've come to, like I've suspected something has been wrong with my thyroid for like a year or something, but the doctor kept telling me that there's nothing wrong with it, and I didn't know a lot about it, so I just listened to them. But sort of like more and more health problems have been coming up. And every time I've like tried to look for an answer online, because I don't want to bring every little single issue to my doctor and seem like a massive hypochondriac. So if it's just being small things, I've, you know, just tried Googling. Obviously Google isn't the best for things like that, but I just wanted to see if I could find a possible answer. And like every single thing that has been wrong with me, every little detail has pointed back to hypothyroidism. And it's then like, it got to the point there, like yesterday, the day before, a couple of days ago anyway, basically my hair recently has gone like really, really limp, which is why I started crimping it a lot, because if I don't crimp it, it's so flat and limp and lifeless. And so I looked up that, and that was another symptom apparently of hypothyroidism, and I kind of just lost it and started really researching it, and people sent me a lot of links, and just so many lights clicked on, so many, you know, boxes were checked, and I basically sat and cried for a really long time because it was all too close to home. I was like, you know, everything was exactly what I'm experiencing, and yet I keep being told that there's nothing wrong with me. But after looking into it a lot, it seems that doctors typically do like 1 or 2 tests, but there are like 6 tests that you can do that could reveal things. And now that I know the name of those tests, and now that I know a lot more about everything, I'm going to go back to my doctors full force and like demand that they actually carry out all the tests and really look into this, because even if it turns out not to be something to do with my thyroid, something is wrong. Like, I know my body, and ever since the whole antidepressant weight gain crazy situation, everything in me has just been really off. And like, one of the biggest issues has definitely just been like extreme exhaustion. Like, I am always tired, like so tired. Even getting ready to do this video was a struggle. Like, I almost didn't manage to get like set up and ready to go, because I'm so tired. And I sleep plenty. Like, some days I sleep way too much. I sleep in really late, and I'm still tired. 2 hours after waking up, I want to go back to bed, and it's mental. I can't get anything done, which has been a huge part of the reason that I haven't put out as many videos this year as compared to like other times, and why like there's been like a few periods of like a couple of months where I've put out maybe like 2 videos, and that stresses me out something shocking. Like, it really gets to me, which also just makes me feel worse. So yeah, it's just this like crazy tiredness, and it means like exercising or anything is extremely difficult. And when I do, instead of like feeling high and energized the way, you know, a lot of people tend to, I feel so much worse, and I just crash, and I like can't move, and I'm always just achy and sore and lethargic, and like every movement just feels like a huge effort, and it's just so difficult, you know, to get anything done like that. And it drives me crazy, because in my head I want to do a lot of things, you know, I'm really like mentally motivated. I'm like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to go and do this, I want to do this video, but my body's just like, no man, no. You know, I just can't. So that in large part has been one of the reasons that 2016 has not been great for me, and it's something that I really hope that I can leave behind in this year. Like I said, I'm recording this on the 27th, I think, and as soon as I don't think my doctor was open today, I tried calling and it just said it was closed. So as soon as they reopen after the whole Christmas thing, I'm marching my ass straight back in there, and I'm going to really push to get answers, because I'm done. Other than those issues, I think 2016 was mostly okay. There were definitely a lot of really fun things. There was, you know, I got to go to QCon as usual and Summer in the City, which is like the highlight of my year. Had a lot of friends come over and visit from like various places this year, which was really fun. Got to do that stupid, crazy, like black bath bomb goth pool party thing, which was just hilarious, especially in the pouring rain and freezing cold Northern Irish weather. You know, there were like plenty of fun things, definitely, but I am sort of more focused on the negative, because I'm really disappointed in myself for how little I feel like I got done this year with my YouTube. Like, I feel like I'd be much further along in like my goals and stuff if I hadn't have stopped doing videos for like huge periods of time, because I was just too tired. Which is like super frustrating, knowing that, you know, you've kind of in a way held yourself back. Like, I mean, I couldn't help it. It's not, you know, I'm not just being lazy, but still, like, I do feel responsible for like not getting as much done as I'd like to, and that's really annoying. So for 2017, I'm definitely hoping for a lot of changes in a lot of ways. I definitely want to get to the bottom of all of this and hopefully find a solution and figure out how I can start getting my energy levels back, start properly losing this weight, and all the rest. I just haven't been myself for a really long time, and that's really difficult. So hope number 1 for 2017 is so many more videos. I want to get lots and lots done. I kind of want to structure things a bit more. I probably still won't set up a schedule, because then if for some reason I can't meet my own schedule, then I will stress myself out, and then that makes me less likely to meet deadlines, and then it spirals. Like if something stressed me out, it's harder for me to do it, and it you know, kind of bounces back and forth, and it's just bad. But I'm gonna try to set up structure, like, you know, at least one of these videos a week and one of those videos per month, and you know, all the rest. So I'm gonna try to work that out. I also want in 2017 to stop, like, care less about stupid things and care more about things that matter. So like stupid things like, for instance, like online hate. I have this really weird thing with online hate where, like, when I actually do get hit, most of the time, like 99.5% of the time, I do not care. I'm like, fuck you, you're lame, you know, you must live a really sad life. And I genuinely laugh a lot of it off. Very rarely does it get to me. But in spite of that, I'm like afraid of getting hit, if that makes sense. Like I'm afraid of putting out things that I think will make people like hate on me, or like things that'll get hateful comments. And like, I know that there are little corners of the internet where people gather to like say mean things about YouTubers. And like I think about those and I get so stressed out, and I try not to look at them because I don't want to see nasty things said about me. So for that reason I try to stay away from those forums altogether. But then I have it in my head like, there are people out there somewhere saying awful things about me. And like I said, if I saw the awful things they're saying about me, I probably wouldn't care. Just be peeved if they were incorrect things. But still, I have this weird fear, so, and it's like, it's so silly because I'm aware of it. I'm aware that I don't care when I see it, yet I still have the fear. So I'm gonna try to like start caring less about that sort of thing, and that comes into doing more of these sort of chatty videos on topics that I want to talk about. And I'm gonna try to just do it, because there's a lot of things I just don't talk about because I'm too afraid of people being mean about it. But then like, who cares really? I don't, so yeah, so that's like one of the things. And then like caring more about things, just, you know, like taking more time to like appreciate the good things and like think about, you know, other people who, you know, are having a hard time and stuff. Like one thing that really got to me this year was the Dakota Access pipeline thing. If you don't know what that is, look it up. You can search hashtag DAPL, I think. And like just every time I saw anything mentioned about that, I would just burst into tears. Like I'm almost crying just thinking about it now. And so like all I could sort of do was try to spread as much awareness as I could, so I shared as many things as I could about it. So you know, things like that, just putting care where care should be and not caring about stupid things that don't matter. I also want to travel a lot more in 2017 because I haven't really done much traveling in my sort of adult-ish life now. I went on a lot of holidays when I was a kid, but I haven't really been many places since, you know, being out on my own. So that's something I really want to tackle. I'm getting a passport sorted out because I was on my mum's passport up until I was like 13 or something, and then that expired and I just never got a new one. So I'm sorting that out soon so we can start going some fun places, hopefully, and hopefully meet people from all over the place, because that'd be really cool, like travel out and meet you guys. Obviously where we can go depends on money and stuff, because like travel's stupidly expensive, but we'll see. I also really just want to work on like getting more space in this house, because that's another thing that tends to really frustrate me and bring me down and make it hard for me to do videos, is how cramped this house is. Like it seemed much bigger before we moved in and brought all our giant crap with us. But it is quite snug, especially like this giant bed in here and everything makes the bedroom seem very small. And I get super annoyed like trying to maneuver my way around small spaces because I am large and clumsy. I am a great big klutz and I need space to like flail and just move. And I don't have that in this house, so I just walk through the house tripping over things and crashing into things and getting tangled in wires and walking into door frames trying to avoid other things, and it's driving me crazy. So I really would like to sort of try to find a place for a lot of the clutter, like reclaim the little conservatory bit that I think most of you would have seen in my vlogs at the start of the year, because right now it's being taken over with boxes that my dad made us move out of his house, even though we were meant to be able to keep them there, which is a pain in the ass. So that has just been unusable for ages, so I want to reclaim that. And then I really want to try to turn the attic into like a livable room to become like my sort of little studio for now. Jake and I have actually been looking into getting like real studio space in Belfast for, I mean, I think we first started playing with the idea 2 years ago or something. Like, it's been something we've had on our minds for a long time. We've really heavily been looking into this year, or looking into it this year, but there really isn't very much about, and the stuff that is about in Belfast is kind of like stupidly expensive, and it's not what we need. It's like small offices, like, you know, a floor of like tiny little offices, and like for it to be useful for us you'd need to like knock all the walls down, which you can't do if you're renting. And we certainly can't like afford to buy. So yeah, it's not much luck on finding like real studio space, because we have big plans and we could do with something like that. But for now I'd love to turn the attic into that sort of space, which is going to be expensive, so I don't know if it's going to be possible, but that's something I want to work on anyway. I just need more space to do things. And I've also just been setting myself like little sort of goals for the new year, like just to start doing more things, you know. So like for instance, I want to visit like one new place every single week, so whether it's like a cafe or a museum or, you know, like a cool shop. I just want to like try to go to one place I've never been at least once a week, every week for the rest of the year, because I think, you know, that would really do me good to get out and go more places and do more fun things. I want to start watching like at least one new movie a week, read one new book per month, you know. I just want to sort of get just more happy experiences and memories into my brain, because I think that's what life is really about, is just filling your head with as many awesome memories as you possibly can. And that's kind of one of the reasons that I'm not a big fan of like getting drunk for fun. Like on top of that, it's just I don't tend to have that much, like occasionally being drunk is fun, but not that often. And a big issue I have with it is, you know, if you drink too much then you don't remember anything the next day, and it's like you've spent all this money to just lose memories of what might have been a really fun night. So yeah, like that's one of the reasons I'm not super into drinking very often anyway. But yeah, I just want to spend this year getting as many like kick-ass memories into my brain as possible, and like record. I want to vlog as much as I can as well, so I always have like those memories there that I can return to and watch, you know. I think that's really cool. Plus it's one of those things where like if I look at, you know, an old video, or even if I just find an old Instagram picture, like it's not just looking at that picture, it sparks off a whole memory of like that day or of that time period, you know. It's just like this little time capsule full of memories. Like the simplest picture of like a cup or something will take me right back to the moment I took that picture and back into that day, and like, you know, how I was feeling that day, and like just the way things were, the way the house was, like the smells that I remember. It's really cool. So I want much more positive things like that, more positive little time capsules to happen in 2017. So yeah, no real like resolutions, I don't think, you know, but just sort of hopes rather than resolutions, like, you know, just little things I want to achieve, things I want to happen, things I want to improve. I really hope to make more friends in the new year, which is like difficult for me to do because I tend to be very shy and like in a way very suspicious. I think I've had so many friendships turn like really sour that I kind of tend to be a bit suspicious of new friendships because of that, which is a really like, it's a real shame to be that way, you know. But if you've been, you know, stung a lot in the past, then it's kind of hard to get over that, I guess. Like I have a lot of kick-ass online friends, but I don't have very many like friends that I can actually like call up and go out and do things with, you know. And like online friends are awesome, but like it breaks my heart that I can't see a lot of them in person, you know. So like it's nice to also have the people that you can like go out with just whenever and spend time with, rather than just kind of like sitting at home breaking your heart that you can't like see your friend in person and like hug them and go on adventures with them and everything. I don't know, I kind of lost track. That's the problem with these sort of just sit down rambly videos. I don't really know what I'm talking about anymore. But yeah, so that is basically my like review of the past year, my hopes for the new year. Basically, do more things, complain less, care less about stupid things, care more about important things, work harder, make more friends, meet new people, and just feel better. Those are my hopes for 2017. So please, oh please, leave a comment and tell me how your 2016 was. I think it was a bit of a dick. So let's try to think of one awesome thing that happened in 2016. So you can tell me how your year was in general, but I want you to try really hard, even if it was a sucky year, to like tell me at least one really cool thing that did happen in 2016. Even if it's not a super big thing, just think of something that made you happy. And then also tell me what your hopes are for 2017. Maybe I can get some more cool ideas from you guys. And also let me know if you like the idea of these kind of sit down and chat videos, because like I said, it's something I think would be interesting to do, definitely, if I can get through them without like crying. It's not even that like all of them are like, or even really any of them are particularly emotional. It's just, I have this thing where if I talk about serious things, even if I feel fine, I cry for no reason at all. So yeah, leave a comment with all that stuff. Remember to like this video if you liked it, because it helps lots. And consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed to this channel, because we would love to have you as part of the family. And just check out some of my other content. I also have a gaming channel if you'd like to join us over there. It's super fun. It's me and my boyfriend. We put out generally at least one video every single day, so that's a whole ton of content. And it's just pretty much like story time videos while playing games, and it's super fun. You don't need to be into games yourself. You don't need to be a gamer to enjoy it. It's just a cool place to hang out with us, I guess. And last but certainly not least, please, if you can, consider supporting me on Patreon, because that is a huge help to my channel right now. It's really how I keep this going. YouTube is getting awfully difficult for a lot of people, and it's always been really difficult if you are a goth, and I have a video eventually coming out on that. It is a huge, big thing that I imagine a lot of you will be as outraged as I am about. So yeah, Patreon helps me in more ways than you guys could ever know. It's really like the core of how I can continue doing this. So yeah, I love you all very much. I can't wait to read all your comments. I'm really excited about that. And I'll see you in 2017. Bye!